Hey, I'm about to go in and do a radio interview at KLAV AM 1230 here in Las Vegas. And I'm excited. Going to be able to talk about my singing telegram business. Okay, let's go.
We are back on the Sex and Money Show, KLEV 1230 AM Las Vegas, and rebroadcast on our sister station, VANR Vegas Allnet Radio. Also welcoming our streaming online visitors to www.klev.com, as well as inviting our call-ins to 731-1230. That's 731-1230. We have in studio today Len Connell. We got Primetime Tim on the boards, not in his bat phones yet. We have the great Bob Slouse. We have the great Don Lewis Bonhart. We have Frank the Tank Ventura. I'd like to bring on my guest now. You guys know about singing telegrams, that wonderful people that come and play all kinds of different characters at your work or at your home and say the things that you want to say and maybe a little bit more articulate. We have a gentleman here, Brian Cox from Starstruck Singing Telegrams. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Oh, hey, thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Brian. Dueling elbow. Well, I'll say it right now. You know, that sounds more like Johnny Cash. I'm still on that. You know, Brian, tell me something. How long have you been a singing telegram guy?
You know, I started about almost 3 years ago. I was up in Boise, Idaho, and a friend of mine that does parties and sends out balloon sculptors and magicians and all that. She knew I was a singer, and she said, Brian, I've got a party coming up, a 16-year-old. Can you go and just put some kind of an outfit on and sing? And that was the beginning of it. I was a little reluctant at first, but then I had such fun, and I saw a niche market.
And it all clicked for you, you know? Now, how long, again, have you lived in Las Vegas?
Just a little over a year.
You know, let me jump in here. Speaking of outfits, I wish you folks were all in the studio right now because Brian is wearing, I don't know, what do you call that jacket? How many rattlesnakes gave up their lives to I mean, that's stunningly amazing. I want that thing, actually.
One very large
One
rattlesnake.
Anaconda.
Yeah.
I said, where'd you get that? That is the coolest.
You know, I got this at a thrift store.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm always checking out thrift stores for costumes and wigs and hats and
yeah.
Do they make those for fat guys? I mean, you know, it is a beautiful jacket.
Thrift stores work. Thrift stores have value.
Yeah. Okay, we got to go see some thrift stores. You know, because AM radio personalities need clothes every so often,
really
and
do.
sometimes full price retail just doesn't make it. You know,
now our friends at Magic might not want to hear that, but that's okay.
Hey, okay, Frank, this is what you got to do. Get all the guys that have Las Vegas bases of operations, interview them. Nobody from out of state. Then we're going to hit them up for clothes. Okay, can we handle that?
I love it.
Got it.
All right, that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to get Brian some clothes, too, because he's our fashion design man. He's going to make us look good, you know, and do that. So, Brian, you do a number of characters. One of the nice things about singing telegrams is that you don't just go and say, hi, I'm Brian, and here's your telegram. So you've got some pretty zany people. Why don't you tell me a couple and maybe perform them for us?
Absolutely. Adrian and I, sometimes we like to go out, two-stepping, but, I got 2 left feet, so I have trouble, so. But anyway, I like to go do a little singing telegram, happy birthday, to the
Adrian.
Exactly,
Yep. So let me hear another. I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, I'm just as happy as a tick on a dog to be here today, and I'm Rusty Jones, and I'm a country western wannabe. Yes, sirree.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do any British guys?
Not that. I think you do it better.
Not like you.
I'll do it for Ian from Birmingham, and he was John Lennon who never made it, and that girl, Yvette, I was her secret admirer. And I actually had her completely fooled. She thought I was a British guy.
Oh, I believe it.
I called the show and I go, hello there, love. It's Ian from Birmingham. I have to put the recording on, and I was talking about the fact that I had to leave England because a dentist who was a sponsor of our show at the time, he fixed my teeth and my teeth were too good looking.
Let me jump in. Speaking of dentists, I'm still recovering from your Sonny McShare. But my dentist is also from Scotland.
Scotland?
Yeah. His name is Dr. Phil McCavity.
I got his name, Phil McCavity.
Phil McCavity.
He's all about that one. Hey, I'm Phil McCavity. I'm Phil McCavity.
Been waiting all show to say that.
Now, do you do any Irish?
Oh, I could try a little bit of the Irish, but I do have Irish in me.
I like that.
Yeah,
beautiful.
But I haven't had to do it yet.
My girirlfriend had some Irish in her last week, because I gave her a great, Valentine's Day. So anyway,
there we go.
So going back to it, Brian, when you do these now, do you do them at private homes or companies, or is it really more a lunch hour thing?
Well, man, it's anything. This morning, actually, I did go over to Treasure Island, and there's some really nice Canadian folk that were down here, and this beautiful woman, she was 50. She turned 50 today, so, the king had to show up, and there's casinos, businesses, homes, you name it, man.
Bust one out. Play us something.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do this also. Do you do say for example, I were to offend my significant other or something like that, and she was really mad at me, and I was going, wow, I got to make my girlfriend feel better so she'll love me some more. Would you come over and sing apology songs or sorry I was a biatch or something like that? Or?
That's a good question. I usually talk with the client a little bit and kind of feel them out and see what they need, but, and I kind of put a little skit together. If I go in as Elvis, I'll maybe take 4 or 5 little Elvis songs and change the words up, and insert their name and what they do for a living and that sort of thing. And
how are you received by these people? You walk in and you walk into a law office and there are 50 corporate attorneys sitting there and you go, singing telegram here for you. The receptionists must love you. They must go, there's this guy in the... How does that work out?
Everything stops. I went into Henderson Dental office Valentine's Day morning. And the girl was so fun and cute and playful, and it was Elvis again. And incidentally, I just want to throw in here, I'm here today because I met my buddy Frank. Over here.
So Frank, how did you meet this gentleman?
Well, I had the pleasure of meeting this gentleman over at the Veterans in Politics Valentine's Day Gala.
You went up to see the Marines, the former Marines and current Marines up in Mount Charleston
Yes.
Inn. Yeah. How was that? Did you have a special Marines kit? Did you do Gunny, or anything like that?
No, he was just sitting at the table that we were at. So we started talking and telling what to do. And I said, you would be a great match for the show.
Awesome. So you were there. Now, were you in the Marines? Or were you?
No, I'm a production manager on a little veterans newspaper. We've got one right over here behind us.
Oh, okay.
The Veterans Reporter News, and I lay it out, and so that was the invitation there. So I've gotten involved with a lot of the veterans organizations. It's been great.
Sure. And you do some good work in the Veterans Reporter because all the service people can keep up with the information they need and helping the country. I was in 9/11 Remembrance Project for many years. That's how I met Frank. We've got to take care of our fight men. 1% of the population is enduring all kinds of terrible things, so the 99% of us can be free and do what we want. So we owe it to them, So anyway, let me ask you for some anecdotes. What would be the weirdest gig you ever did as a singing telegram guy?
Well, that would probably be the old geezer. This fella, he wanted to do something special for his fiancée, and he wanted me to come in and do a little strip dance to this song, I'm Sexy and I Know It. Now,
oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I had to keep it, PG or G, and so I just put lots of clothes on. And then when I showed up, he put the music on, and I started dancing and taking off my layers until I wound up and down into a T-shirt and some little black and white silk boxer shorts. Yeah.
I love it. Hey, let's bring on Primetime Tim because every time Primetime Tim gets around females, they go into heat. Okay, so I know that he's going to be a big consumer of singing telegrams. Tim, you got any questions for Brian?
Questions about singing telegrams?
Yeah.
What's the half-life there? What age is really hitting up singing telegrams right now? Are you having a lot of young guys coming in?
Well, yeah, I'll tell you. It seems like the decade birthdays is very popular. This is my best Clint voice.
I thought that was Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. Well, it could be Ron. Well,
could be Ron too.
Well, okay, Nancy. Yeah. But today the lady was 50, and it's usually those decades that I get more calls for 60, 70, 40, because that's a special birthday time, and a lot of that, and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You gonna work in any hip hop in? Throw great, get some Lil Wayne on you.
I've got 24 characters now on my website, Starstruck Singing Telegrams. Okay. 24 characters, and now I'm hitting these thrift stores and always picking up hats, and I'll see a hat and I say, oh my gosh, that's a
you know, a pimp daddy right there. I got to get that hat.
Oh, do your pimp daddy. I like that too.
You got one of those Pharaoh, the guy, whatever his name is, you know, the
Chicken and
Harleys,
Beretta,
the big,
you know.
I do. I got one of the big, huge afros. I haven't been called to do it yet, but I'm ready.
What's
They
your
used to have,
best,
they used to have, I think, and Mr. Barnhart remembers this. We'll bring him on later. They had that one actor, Antonio Vargas, and he always played every single pimp daddy on Starsky and Hutch.
He's here in town, actually.
He's here in town. You know, and
catch him
every
every Monday
Beretta,
night.
I don't know what's going on, Beretta.
Oh, yeah.
You know. So speaking of our manager, we got to pimp out to our sponsors a little bit here. So let's go to our last break here on the Sex and Money Show. KLEV 1230 AM Las Vegas, rebroadcast on our sister station VANR Vegas All Net Radio. We're going to take a short break and be back in a few. We are back on the Sex and Money Show, KLEV 1230 AM Las Vegas, and rebroadcast on our sister station, VANR Vegas All Net Radio. We've got a special treat for you here. We have Starstruck Singing Telegrams, Mr. Brian Cox, who's our singing telegram. Woo! He's going to play a song. Take it away, my friend.
You're okay. Up. Give you a little. See, this is what took place at Treasure Island just this morning. Here we go, man. Well, that's all right, Julie. Well, that's all right for you. Now that you're 50, don't worry through and through. That's all right. Well, that's all right. Well, that's all right now, Julie. 50 looks good on you. Yes, it does. Well, one time you were 30, that age is really cool. And then 40, then 45, now take a look at you. Well, that's all right. Well, that's all right. Well, that's all right now, Julie. Yeah, 50 looks good on you. Well, that's all right now, Julie. 50 looks good on you. Oh, yeah.
Woo-hoo! Give us some applause. The great Brian Cox singing Telegram, 50 years old. So is she still pretty hot?
She was looked at 35.
Now, did she make a pass at you?
She's still there?
She was so shy and embarrassed. So shy. Yeah.
So sometimes those are the best.
Yeah, I know.
She didn't go afterwards and go, can we sing my telegram here a little bit? And, nothing like that. No. So anyway, Brian, if we want to get in touch with you and order a singing telegram, how do we do that?
Yeah, just go to starstrucksingingtelegrams.com. And I want to do a quick shout out from my good buddy Jerry Tiffy. He's the lounge singer in town.
Oh, yeah.
And when not too long ago, Jerry gave me a shot. I've performed with him on stage for five of his shows. And if you happen to hear this, Jerry, thank you so much, buddy, and all of his listening audience. Jerry's a good guy, very gracious.
Great. Yep. So we got here a telephone number, 325-8087, 325-8087, and we also have www.starstrucksingingtelegrams.com. What we'll do, Brian, we'll put that on the Sex Money website and our social media. We'll link your banner, and the people that see us, maybe they'll give you a call, and we're definitely going to use you. We're glad to know you, and I know it's going to be a great relationship between you and the show.
Well, I thank you very much. That's really nice of you. Thank you. Thank you.